Well, good afternoon to everybody. Blessings on your life. It's another day that the Lord has made. We can rejoice and be glad in it. I'm gonna do a little something different today. I'm going off the beaten path. I'm going off the beaten path. Some years back, we're gonna do an experiment today. Some years back, when I used to work in corporate America, I was in charge of training, and I was in charge of the apprenticeship program. And so one of my functions was to develop curriculum to teach and to train the trades. That's electrical, mechanical, carpentry, combustion, hydraulics, you name it. So that was my forte. I've been a man of the hands for a long, long time. My daddy initiated that. He got me started in that. But one observation that was really interesting was that as I was in this particular role, and this has been many years ago, um, I I went out because I was looking for new talent, and so one of the things that I discovered was that those that were in high school, because I was trying to recruit them, the interest anyway, to find an interest, because the average skilled tradesmen, they start to wear out at about 47 years of age. Okay, it's just hard for you to keep climbing ladders and hammering and all the stuff that you used to do. So, the average is 47. And I know it's beyond that. So I'm just giving you a median range. So we're always looking for new talent. One of the things that we discovered was that there was no interest in the trades. And so what we would do is we would offer an incentive. With that incentive, we say, okay, listen, if you come and you train, what we will do, hey Phyllis, what we will do is we will offer you some money. Okay, so we will give you an incentive for you to come and learn the trade. Now, understand this: the trade is going to give you the wherewithal to create wealth for you and your family. And usually, for you to learn a skill, to go to college for 4 years, it's a whole lot of money. To go get into an apprenticeship program, there's a whole lot of money. We were offering to pay them to go through an apprenticeship program. And the response that we got, the predominant response that we got was no, we don't want to do that. That became problematic and troubling for me. And so I'm using that because right now I want to do an experiment. It's almost like me. I'm saying, okay, you're drowning out there. I'm going to throw you a lifeboat. I'm going to throw you a rope, and I'm going to pay you to catch it so you don't drown. I'm going to pay you to grab hold of something that's going to save your life. That's kind of like what this is. So I'm trying to do an experiment here to see whether or not is this a generational thing? Is it that people just don't care? Is there no concern? Is there no urgency? I don't know what it is, but so I want to do this again. I did it with the trades when I was working, and now I'm gonna do it with this biblical piece, okay, or this I don't this something to help your life, okay, however you want to put it. So I'm gonna do with that. So today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a giveaway. Now, the giveaway is not just a giveaway, it's a giveaway of engagement. What I'm trying to do is promote engagement with my messages, and I'm trying to direct everybody to YouTube. So I have a following on Facebook, which is great. I love y'all on Facebook. I really appreciate that. But the target is YouTube. For some reason, people don't go to YouTube to watch my videos anyway. They will hang out with Facebook. I don't know if it's just friendlier or whatever it is. But for me, I need the engagement in YouTube. And I'm trying to promote more engagement. So, I don't want it to be like clickbait. When you get on there, you on there for 30 seconds and then you go off. Okay, I get that. And I understand that this can be watched at a later time. We call it green space. I get all that. But I'm trying to promote it, when we do live and when we do green space. So I'm going to do a giveaway. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to initiate this. I've got about four series that I feel that was deserving of more attention, but it did not get it. And so what I want to do is I want to bring them out of the freezer, the deep freeze, if you will. It's messages that I preached in the past or I taught in the past, but they didn't quite get the attention that I wanted them to get or that they deserve to get. And so I am going to leave a link. I'm going to have a link. It's going to be 2 messages. We're going to start off with 2 of them. And it's going to be in my description. There's going to be a link. And the message or the series is called Save from My Father's House. Save from My Father's House. It is an excellent series. I encourage everybody to go there and to watch this. It will help you. Don't let the title throw you off because it is a message that deals with the Passover, and it talks about the lamb, and for those that were going to be protected to partake of the lamb, and that lamb would provide protection and salvation to their life. But the scripture there in Exodus, the 12th chapter, talks about, it says you need to take a lamb that is a lamb for the size of your house, and it's got to be according to your father's house. Now, this is the real trigger here. It's got to be according to your father's house. So the lamb that you take is a lamb that's going to bring about salvation from the problems that your father, and when I say father, it's not limited to the male side, it's the male and the female side, that whatever conditions that came upon you based upon your father's house. We are all dealing with something that was passed on to us from generations, even from Adam. Sin was passed on to us. But to be more specific, there's specific things that happen to each and every one of us that we look at. Well, I got that from my mama, I got that from my dad, and so on and so forth. So this particular series, it delves into this to be saved from your father's house. And it gets into some real deep stuff. I'm going to give you a little clip here in a few minutes, and we'll go from there. I'm not going to be on here long today teaching or anything like that. So I want you to go into the description at the bottom. It's going to have 2 links. The links will be YouTube links, okay? And then I'm going to have some questions that I'm going to give you questions for video number 1, and then it's going to be video number 2. In each one of those videos, I am going to give away $25 to the first 5 people, okay? And that is, again, to promote engagement. Now, like I prefaced this, it's almost like I am trying to get something to you, not to get something from you, right? So I am going to pay you to engage. I am going to give you something to engage with, something that's going to help your life. That's going to help your life. And so we're going to start off this way, and I don't know where it'll end up going. The numbers may go up from $25 to $50 to $100. We may do a grand prize. I mean, I don't know, but what my whole focus here is to promote engagement. So I am going to give you something, and I want you to give me feedback on what you heard. That's not only going to help develop you, but it's also going to help develop me. All right. So we're going to talk back. We're going to reciprocate back and forth to one another. Now, so with this first one, the first message here is when you go to it, you're going to go to YouTube. So when you hit on the link, it's going to take you to my YouTube page. And that's going to be, the first message is going to be called Save from My Father's House. The second one is going to be called Save from My Father's House Part 2. But you have the links in there. So in the first one, and I want you to hear this, the reason why I'm not writing it down is because I want you to engage. And the only way that you can engage is that you got to watch it. Okay. You got to watch it. So I'm trying to keep you on, right? Now, so I got 4 questions here, and you got to hear this. And if you miss it, then you go back and you listen to it again. So the first message, what part of the message did I refer to as a caveat? What part of the message did I refer to as a caveat? You got to watch the entire message to know what I'm talking about. Hint, it was in reference to a lamb. So I'm giving you a hint. I'm giving you a hint. And by the way, I want you to put this in the chat. I've been volleying back and forth, whether you do it to email, to my email, all that's in the description, or you do it in the chat, because I know I'll see this at a later point. So put it in the chat for right now, and then that way I'll see a time, I'll see a person, and when you do that, I want you to leave me your Cash App. This ain't no trick. I want you to leave me your Cash App. Now, for some of y'all out there that are advanced and you want your kids to be helped, they don't go to church nowhere, nothing like that, and maybe this online will help them a little bit, and it's something that they can take part of, and you say at the end of this, well, you can make a few dollars. So all you got to do is watch this video and then answer these questions, and this guy, he's going to send you some money as a result of that. Okay, so stay with me. So question number 1, what part of this message that I refer to as a caveat? And I'm giving you a hint. It was in reference to a lamb. So that's question number 1. Question number 2, when I talk about the head, pertinence, and legs, refers to what part of a certain animal? When I talk about the head, the pertinence, that's the inward sides, the inner parts of a person, and their legs, what animal was I talking about? What animal was I referring to when I talk about that? That's question number 2. See what I'm saying? We're going somewhere. This is engagement. Question number 3. What do we measure ourselves with based on this message? So you're going to have to go through the message, and I talk about this. I talk about measuring. So you'll have to listen. This is where the engagement part comes in at. What do we measure ourselves with based on this message? That's question number 3. Question number 4. Should you get a lamb like your father, or should the lamb deliver you from your father? Question number 4. Should you get a lamb like your father, or should the lamb deliver you from your father's house? That's question number 4. Now, that's all in the first video. There's a link already posted there. The second video, I've got 3 questions. That's going to be part 2. It's actually 4, I don't know, it's either 4 or 5 videos, but we'll go through all of them because they just didn't get the attention that they should have gotten. Video number 2, you'll see the link, okay? And they're in order. The first one is the first video. The second link underneath that is the second video, which I'm going to show you right now. And I'm going to give you a clip real quick. We're going to be finished. Was the father daddy and mama? Was the father daddy and mama? Question number 1. In video number 2, was the father daddy and mama, or was the father just daddy? That's video number 1. Number 2, I'm sorry. Video number 2. Question number 1. Question number 2 in video number 2. What parent did I not properly assess early on? Which one of my parents did I properly not assess early on? What parent? You got to go and engage to give me that answer. Question number 3. What issue did my mother have in this message? My mother had a distinct issue. What issue? And I talk about my mom, I talk about my dad in here. I'm very transparent. This is an issue of this is a message of exposure. Okay. I'm exposing parts of me, parts of my family, and I'm going into places that I don't necessarily have to give, but I'm giving it to you not to tell you my business or for you to go into my personal life. Okay. It's not that. It's for you to look inside of you, because the same issues that I have, you have those issues as well. We just don't talk about it. Okay. So we got the questions now, video number 1 and video number 2. So you have that there. I want you to answer them, put it in the chat. You're going to put in, you're going to let me know what video it was. I want you to give me some feedback as well. You can answer the questions, but also as you go through the videos, if there's something that you feel that, okay, well, I didn't quite understand that, whatever it is, put that in there as well, because that helps me to better prepare, or whatever I need to do in order to communicate with my audience a little bit better. So you're going to do that. You're going to give me your Cash App. I'm going to use Cash App because that's predominantly what everybody uses now. Okay, so that's the easiest way to do it. If you don't have a Cash App, you better sign up for a Cash App. Okay, because that's the way that you're going to get paid. And we are going to do $25. Now you have to answer all the questions. If you don't answer all the questions, you don't get the $25. So it's going to be $25 for the first 5 people. Now it may be more. I may do it for more people, but I'm gonna put the limit at 5 right now, just to see how this is going to go. All right. Now, this is something that I really shouldn't have to do, but I'm doing it not to pay people. It's not a trick. It's not a gimmick. I'm doing it because I'm trying to promote engagement. That's all it is. It's not like, I believe that the word is good. It may be a little different than what you are accustomed to. Here on this platform, we're not doing like preach, not that type of stuff, but it's a platform of introspection. Okay. So we look in, we engage, we deal with a lot of different issues that all of us are dealing with, but what we find out is a lot of us don't want to talk about it. Okay. But on face-to-face ministries, we get face to face and up in your face with the things that we deal with on a regular basis. All right. So I think that's it. I think I covered everything here. And so I am going to wait now for your response. Oh, I wanted to give you let me just give you a quick clip. Long time I didn't give my mother a proper assessment. And we always want to think mama, and I'm trying to help somebody. I know I gotta close. I'm trying to help somebody here. Don't nobody, especially boys, we don't want to critique mama. Oh no, everybody love mama. If you don't believe it, look at Mother's Day juxtaposed to Father's Day. Everybody love mama, but let me tell you something. My mama dead and gone. I love my mama. Anybody that know me, they say, now listen, y'all better not mess with Donnie's mama. It's going to be a problem up in her. Did you heard? It's going to be a problem. But as time has went by, I've had an opportunity now to reconsider. I'm a critical thinker now. Not a thinker that blames people, but I'm a critical thinker. And so being that I look at it analytically, not emotionally now, and I'm lining things up with the word, there was things about mama that needed to be dealt with, just like it was with daddy. But it's easy for us to point finger at daddy. See, because I'm a daddy too. And my kids right now can point fingers at me. And I'll be the first one to put my hand up and say, yeah, I did it. But can I tell you something right now? And I'm going to get into it next week. One of my biggest problems right now is commitment. But it's not commitment as what you would think. It's being committed to the wrong thing. committed to things that are going to take you backwards, that is going to cause you to regress. Where did I get that from? I got that from my father, my mother. Now, as sweet as she was, she had an issue with commitment. Not that she couldn't commit to something. That was a problem, that she committed too much to something or to some things. And so I watched the pain out of her life via the commitment, the pain out of her life. And let me just tell you this, I'm just spot hit it right here. That same thing that she had, I got, and what I got, my kids got. To this day, I've got two beautiful daughters, two. And my daughters, and we don't realize all of it, and I can't get it, but listen, I'm being transparent and I'm keeping it real. But they are not married today, not because of a beauty issue. They're not married because of what they saw. And it was commitment and unions to things that hurt them. And they said, if I got to be committed like that, I don't want it. Because that don't look right to me. That was nothing but hell to me. What I saw when I grew up, it didn't look right to me. But I became a product of it. And my kids, they become a product of it. What am I saying? Take a lamb according to your father's house, because now all of us are in need of salvation. We got to be saved from daddy's house. We've got to be saved from the generational curses. We've got to be saved from those things, those patterns, those habits, and all that stuff that was put on us. And it was passed down from one generation to the next generation. And I can look back and I can see it. So you say to yourself, you say, well, I don't know much about my daddy. I don't know much about my mama. Look at yourself. I don't know about my grandmama and my granddaddy on both sides. Look at yourself. You are a product. You are them. You gonna tell me you don't need a lamb? You need a lamb. Because a lot of us are operating dysfunctional. You in the church, but you just in it. And in the way. See, we don't want to talk about this. Nobody want to talk about this.
We don't want to talk.
You want to be posh in the church. You want to see all the cars. Make long as the numbers keep coming.
But y'all got it.
We're dying.
Y'all got that. All right. So go to that. That's just a couple-minute clip on that. That's message number 2. So you can go. I ain't gonna tell you what part that is in the message, but you can go to that and look at it. Both messages are good that I have posted right now as links. And next week I'll do maybe 2 more, and we're gonna keep it going. But based upon your response will determine the amount of money that will be given out per week and what we will do next. Okay. So I think that's enough. That is enough. All right. Remember this, men and women of God, the worst is over, the best is yet to come. Your quality of life is getting better and better and better. And because of that, you're going to live and not die and see and declare the works and the will of God for your life. Until next time, this is Dr. Donnie Eatman, and I am the face of Face to Face Ministries. Be blessed and Godspeed to you and your family.